Thanks very much for coming today, Jack. Really enjoyed your talk. My question relates primarily to the branding of Twitter, and you touched briefly on some branding issues. Could you talk about a little bit about how you came up with the name Twitter, and also the verb to tweet? I mean, it's something that everybody knows, regardless of whether they're a Twitter fan or user or not. And to me, it's very iconic, and I think you really nailed it. And I'd really like to know the thought process about how you got there.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I mean, I think Twitter is one of those brands now that has so much awareness around the world. I think it actually has more awareness or equal awareness to Coca-Cola. But unlike Coca-Cola, it actually stands for something. It's not just a beverage. No offense to Coca-Cola, but I don't drink it. But it actually stands for something to people, because people bring the meaning to it. People bring their own purpose to it, and people bring their own ideas to it, and they feel ownership over it as well. So when we were starting the company, we wanted something that really kind of expressed or had a physical manifestation, because when you received one of these messages, and they were called updates at the time, we didn't have the word tweet. When you received an update, your phone would buzz, and we just thought that was so cool that, like, you do something virtually and it actually affects something physically. That was amazing, and it was just so cool for me as a programmer. I could write one line of code and I could actually make Biz's pocket buzz, which is hard to say. And he's like, whoa, and takes out his phone, and it's a message. And I just thought that was so cool. So we wanted a name that really celebrated that. And we came up with the word jitter and twitch, and both of those words don't really bring up the best sort of imagery, right? It's something you actually want to avoid. So Noah Glass, who started Odeo and was formative in the early Twitter days, went to the dictionary and he found the word Twitter. And it's actually in the dictionary, and it was in the dictionary before the company, and it means a short, inconsequential burst of information and chirps from birds. And we saw that definition and we're like, of course, I mean, this is it. This is what we do. So we took that name, and then, like a standard Web 2.0 company, we removed the vowels, and we started with the name TWTTR. But we didn't do it just to copy like a Flickr or the Web 2.0 trends. We did it because we were text-based, and in the United States, a shortcode was 5 digits, and we wanted our shortcode to be TWTTR. So we applied for it, and then we found out that this magazine, Teen People, had that shortcode. So then we added the vowels back in, and we came up with shortcode 40404, which had nothing to do with what we did, but it was available. So then our name was Twitter, and because it was chirps from birds, we took a bird illustration that we found on the web, and that became our logo. And then the people using the service actually came up with the word tweet. And a lot of our history is really around people using the service, inventing ways of doing things on the service. The @username, the hashtag, the retweet. I think one of the new kind of models and interesting behaviors is this concept of the tweet storm, which is number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6. This series of tweets that's meant to be one. All these things have been invented by the people using the service, and the word tweet was coined by the people using the service. So it's really meaningful when you build a brand that people can bring their own personality and their own invention and product to, because that means you haven't just built a product, you've actually built a platform. And people can build upon that platform and make their own thing upon that platform. And then if they feel ownership over that, they continue to just use it in really interesting ways. So we've been very, very fortunate in the name and the bird as our logo. And the current bird, just when you see it, it really stands for something. It doesn't just stand for something for the people in the company, but it stands for something for people in the world. And that's something I'm really, really proud of. But naming is so difficult and something that I've always had trouble with, because my name, people always thought my name was actually John. They thought Jack was a nickname. And no, I said, my name's actually Jack, believe me. And my name actually has 14 different definitions in the dictionary, Jack, and 13 of them are derogatory. So I always had issues with my name and naming in general. And but having the right name just really makes everything really magical.